ask you where you've been.
Nor I you. What colour did Elizabeth choose her wedding dress? Oh, now that she's had the honeymoon, perhaps she'll forgo the wedding.
You know I've been to Truro. I came back yesterday to take you to that damn dance, but you decided to go by yourself. God knows what happened.
God knows I've nothing to hide.
God knows you're doing nothing to hide it.
Yeah. What are they saying?
Nothing.
She were out all night.
You were up all night.
Oh, going on.
Real Grace is rich in tin. The rocks I took to be assayed. Vasco advanced me £200 on the strength of the report. First-grade tin.
So, you were wrong. And Mark Daniel, Henshaw, and Francis were right.
We were all wrong. We were looking for copper and found tin. That's the joke of it all. Well, at least there'll be work in Saul this winter. Some of the mines around here are closing. Price of food is going up. Vasco expects trouble. I rode through Hendrana on my way back. Half the men are out of work. It's been a bad harvest. Demelza, are you listening?
No.
Here, you! Get off this land!
We allers to glean the fields.
Where are you from?
Hendrana. We allers glean, mister.
Not anymore. This is private land.
Belong to the village from time back.
Aye. And now the village belongs to Mr. Warleggan. There's orders for this land to be enclosed. Now move off quick or there'll be trouble.
And what are we to eat?
You've robbed enough already, I reckon. We're gonna see you to rob no more. Get on. Get on.
Come on!
War! Manners? Where's war manners? Huzzah!
Oh, yes, sir. Now, Dr. Ennis is here, sir.
Have you seen the paper? The damned raggedy-ass Frenchman has cut off his king's head and is calling on our people to rise up and do the same. I'm glad to say it's war.
I am not, Mr. Penvennon.
What? You're not a damned Jacobin, are you, who pretends an interest in the poor to cover up his envy of the rich? If so, sir, I prefer my gout to your company.
I am not glad to say it's war. As for my company, I can relieve you of it easier than the gout.
Oh, come down, sir. Come down. I apologize to you. And that toe would burn the charity out of a saint. Look at it. 60 years I've cherished that toe, and it turned on me like a dog. In the name of common humanity, sir.
The French are human, too.
Damned misbegotten monkeys.
And the poor. They have every right to rise up against their oppressors. Careful, sir. Your collar overheats the blood and swells the humors.
That's a damned ill-humored toe.
They can't be dismissed with a curse any more than you can cure your toe by swearing at it.
Who can't?
The poor.
Oh, damn the poor. Oh, Jesus.
We have damned them. Damned them to a life of poverty. And now we expect them to fight a war for us to preserve the system that condemned them. There. How does that feel?
It burns like hell.
Good. A fire will put out the infection.
Your cure's worse than my melody.
We use one fire to put out another. A war to put out a revolution. Let's hope there isn't a revolution to put out the war.
Hope's a fool's paradise. Oh, stay a moment, Doctor. Since my niece took it into her head to dash away to London and I've been laid up here, there's scarcely been a soul to see me.
I trust Miss Penvennon as well.
Eh? Oh, yes. She wrote that she might return quite soon, but there's no counting on it. An unpredictable girl. Goes her own way. Pour yourself a glass of wine.
Oh.
I'll take a glass.
I advise against that, sir.
Oh, let me go my own way. There's little enough left for me in this world. Sit you down, sir. Your health. An old man's an old man, and there's an end of it.
Your neighbors, do they visit you?
Ross Poldark's too busy with his tin, and Warleggan, since he wed his widow, has been, what shall I say, capitalizing her assets.
He's been enclosing his new estates, putting people out of their houses.
He's a new man. No roots in the land. No responsibilities to anyone but himself. Ennis, are you an old family?
Tobias Ennis sailed with Drake.
Good old Toby. I forgive you what you said about the war. Maybe you're right, and it could cause more trouble than it cures. Like Warleggan. You'll fight for old England, won't you?
I'll serve my country, sir.
Dr. Ennis. Dwight?
Your servant, ma'am.
Keep a watch out. Steady, man, or I'll have your leg off.
Will, Nan, Fran, Ned, Bottrell, and the others all chained together below decks in the transport ship. Some 100 of us, I reckon. Women condemned for taking a yard of cloth. A little boy who'd stolen a pie to keep himself alive. Like animals.
Holy still!
Lying there, waiting for us to set sail for Botany Bay. And we heard the signal guns.
Let me come in. You be gone?
I'll be gone afore morning. Can he not shift him, Jacker?
In a while.
He said he heard guns.
Aye, we reckoned it were a signal for us to set sail. Then the officer came aboard her and said as we were at war with France, and there'd be no sailing this year. And the poor fools cheered him. And he said as a man would be pressed into the fleet and the women and children be taken to Bodmin in jail. And the poor fools fell a-weeping.
And he?
They didn't know what to do with me. I were no use to any of them. Can he not shift the gyves, Jacker?
There'll be one way. I'll tell you when.
There's the men coming back from the Kidley.
And they dragged me up on deck. One of the seamen whispered to me as he'd heard the officer say I was for the gallows. So while I was rowing me ashore, I slipped over the side.
One leg crippled and the other in chains.
Was swim for it or swing for it. The seaman lay on the oars and the officer was too drunk to shoot straight. The sea was good to me. Aye, and the land too, since I've been hunted. Man would have been my murderer.
I'll give you my clothes. He can lay up yours as long as he will.
Not he, Jacker.
Now listen before he says that. We must have they chains off he.
He can't, Father!
Do he trust me? Do he trust me? I was a little lad. My father took me down the old Grambler, and he puts a pick in my hand, and he marks a spot on the old face. If I could hit that spot first time, he said, I'd make a miner. I hit it.
What does it mean? What does it mean?
What does what mean?
The war. We can't talk about the war, I suppose.
It'll be different from the last war. I think it'll be fought in Europe. We'll probably send an army into Flanders to stop the French from taking the Channel ports. The Navy will be in
Us?
support.
What's it mean to us?
I don't know.
Well, you go away, and you go back to your regiment.
Very likely. I've made arrangements for you and Jeremy. Once I've settled my debts, there should be... Demelza, are you interested?
Of course I'm interested.
I wondered. There should be enough.
It's strange that once all we needed was a little money and had none. And now...
Now we're rich and need nothing.
You'll go away. You'll send Jeremy away to school. Shouldn't think he'll want to come back to Nampara.
Of course he will.
Oh, will you?
I'm still here. Jeremy will be here another 10 years.
I don't want him to go into the army. It's safer at sea. You can join Captain Blamey's ship.
He's 2 years old, Demelza.
If we're invaded when you're away...
In God's name.
I'm making plans. I can make plans, can't
You
I?
always think the worst. When I went to Truro, you thought... Well, God knows what you thought.
What, you gave me very good reason to think. You went to her before, remember?
I suppose that was your reason for going to a drunken's party on your own.
Stop her. Well, you didn't stop her.
You didn't think I'd find out about you and that drunken boar.
She had to marry someone after what you two did together. She had to marry Warleggan.
That's a lie.
It's the truth.
So you went and wallowed in that pig trough with the dragon.
No, it wasn't him.
Then who was it? Who was it, Demelza?
It doesn't matter, does it? It was Captain McNeil. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. I can't stand this house. You said we'd go to London for the winter. George,
My dear,
when can we go away?
do you know there are people living on the estate who never paid a penny
Oh,
rent?
I know nothing about that.
Obviously. The Poldarks were bad landlords.
I want to go away from here.
Trenwith is going to be quite a profitable
I hate
investment.
Trenwith.
My dear Elizabeth, mine.
When, George?
There are things to do here. When I was a ragged boy, I used to walk a dozen miles just to stand out there and look up at Trenwith. The young Poldarks on their pampered ponies kicking up the dust. Aye, they eat it now. I had to swallow their despite. Now they swallow mine.
Isn't that enough for you?
I have yet to show them what a Warleggan can do. To show them all.
One of them.
That one most of all.
Do you think he cares what you do? Is that why you're putting up fences around empty villages? No one cares except the people you put out.
I care that everything I own shows me a profit.
Then where do they go?
To the war, my dear. Their country needs them more than I do. This will make him care. Your son shares in Wheel Grace. Friend Ross will have to part with half his profit.
No.
Yes, my dear.
The shares were sold.
There's no record of it here. When were they sold?
When Francis died, Mr. Pascoe offered me £600 for them. I needed the money.
600? They must be worth 6,000 now. Pascoe cheated you.
It was before they found the tin, George. The shares were worthless. Besides, Pascoe was only the agent. I think somebody wanted to help me.
Who was it?
I don't know. I thought at the time it might have been you.
I'll find out myself. I'll find out from Ross Poldark.
Does it matter, George? Let's go away from here.
It matters very much, my dear. If that person was in a position to find out just how much those shares are really worth, if he was in that privileged position, he broke the law. My dear Elizabeth, you let him take advantage of you. It's providential that you married me.
Well, why did you marry me?
Who are you? This is Hoblin's cottage. Where's Rosina? Where's Jacka?
Jack will be up at the mine. The girl will be gone for firewood.
There was a man from Saul captured in a smuggling affray a few months ago. He escaped. I read about it in the newspaper. I have a particular interest in what happened that night. There's a reward for him. And a description. It could fit any man with a wasted leg tied to a crutch.
I could be. There ain't many with a twisted leg.
Don't worry, Paul Daniel. My interest is in everyone captured that night. Now tell me. The report mentioned a Dr. Dwight Ennis. What was his part in it?
He got off.
No, he didn't get off. His sentence was as harsh as yours. And as unjust.
He found out the troopers was waiting and gave the alarm. Saved the most of us. He did all he could for me after I'm in prison.
Yes, he would. Thank you. You can't stay here. You must leave the country. When Rosina returns, tell her that Miss Penvennon has something for you. It will be money for a passage.
When I need money, I'll take it.
And if you're caught, they'll hang you.
When a rich man steals the bread out of a poor man's mouth, who hangs him? When a master turns away his men and all their families, who hangs him? When a king goes to war and murders men by thousands, who hangs him?
You're a dangerous man, Paul Daniel. You have a cause.
What use is that? I've lost the only thing in life worth having. Hope.
That is a terrible loss for any man. Or woman. Send Rosina to me. I can do something for her. Though nothing for you. Or myself.
Assurances? Should know me better than to come to me for assurances. And at this time in the morning.
Well, we've been on a night shift, and we was going back to Saul when we got to reckoning. Captain, there'll be troubles here like we never knowed afore.
Since Mr. Warleggan became master of Tremwith, his men have cleared 100 and more miners' families off the land. Men that have worked all their lives for the masters, driven off like cattle for the killing.
Think I don't know what's been happening?
Excuse me, sir, I can't help asking. He's been sleeping down here. Be Mistress Poldark sick?
Mind your own business. All right. You want my assurances that your land and houses in Saul are safe? You have them. Now go to your beds. And sleep better than I did.
Thank you, Captain.
Thank you.
I told you there was no need to bother him.
What did you show them in here for?
What? 'Twere only I was asking, Jack.
They could have waited outside.
Please, sir.
Is she in there?
Aye,
Does she sleep well?
like a puppy. This came free, sir. Be from Trenwith.
Garrick, wait. Wait.
I'm going to Trenwith. It's from Warleggan.
Will you go?
Is there any reason why I shouldn't? After that, I shall be at the mine all day. I tell you so that you can be sure I shall not return and surprise you.
Doing what?
Whatever married women do when their husbands are away.
They feed, clothe, look after their children.
And in the afternoons,
They entertain their lovers.
very like.
I danced with him, Ross. That's all. In a room full of people, I danced with him.
And returned half naked in the morning.
If that's what you think, if that's what you're determined to think, I'd better go away.
You said it was McNeil.
I couldn't stand it any longer. You'd made up your mind I had a lover because you had. Oh, he would have been my lover, by God. He dried out enough. But I stopped him. And I stopped myself. But you did not stop her, and you couldn't stop yourself. So I'm better than you are, and you can't bear it. Well, neither can I. I wish I was as guilty as you are. Then we could go on living on equal terms, but I'm not, and you know I'm not. And yet you go on and on accusing me, trying to say that I'm to blame, and that somehow makes you innocent. Well, I can't go on like that, and I won't. I won't go on like that. I'll go away.
If you go, what about Jeremy?
He can go and live with his Aunt Verity and her family. It'd be better for him to grow up in a happy household.
Where will you go?
Does it matter?
You're my wife!
That's my misfortune.
Well, you can visit some place for your health. That's the normal arrangement. Bath is full of married women without husbands.
Oh, that would be for your health, Ross, not mine. No, I shall go back to my own people. They may be poor, ignorant and rough, but at least they're honest.
I'm dishonest.
Yes, you are.
And there's no hope for us. When will you leave?
Monday? Monday soon. I shan't be here. Garrick? Garrick?
Ross, I must congratulate you on your good fortune.
Aye. Providence would always have me swim against the tide. There'll be few men left in Cornwall.
It is the times. I myself am leaving at the end of the week. I have applied to become a surgeon in the Navy.
I give you credit for more sense.
I surprised myself. But there is nothing to keep me here, no one to live for. For you it is different. There is always a woman here who will love you.
I shall probably have to join my regiment soon.
Miss Benvenon has come back to Kilwarren. I shan't call on her, but if you see her, tell her. Just tell her.
Where will you go when you leave?
Falmouth. Keep a hold of what you have, Ross. Don't let go, whatever comes in the way. I did, and I will regret it all my life. God be with you, Ross.
God be with you, Dwight.
Sir, Captain.
My dear sir, it's a pleasure to welcome you to Trenwith.
You asked me here to talk about Francis' estate. I wouldn't have come for any other reason, so let's dispense with civilities that have no meaning for either of us.
As you can see, I haven't had any time to make any improvements here. This is a particularly good Madeira. I found it in the cellar. No? You know this room very well, of course. You won't know it when I've finished with it.
If you mean to replace my ancestors with yours, there'll be a good number of gaps on the wall.
Though you omitted to ask, you'll be pleased to know that Elizabeth is very well.
I have no business with her, and apparently none with you. If you brought me here to show me an old house, you can't change what's gone and in the past. You can destroy what's here and now, break up the old communities, enclose the fields, pull down Trenwith, put up Warleggan Hall if you like. But the ghosts that'll haunt you will be Poldarks to a man. Now, do we have any business or not?
If you insist. Amongst the estate left by Francis Poldark to his son Geoffrey Charles was a parcel of shares in Wheel Grace Mine.
Francis had a half share in the mine.
They'd never paid a penny dividend.
Well, that's not surprising, since Wheel Grace never made a penny.
It makes a penny now, a pretty penny.
I believe the shares were sold before that was the case.
By whose authority?
Mrs. Poldark, acting on behalf of her son.
You mean Mrs. Warleggan?
She was Mrs. Poldark then.
Who bought them?
That is not a matter for me. It was a private arrangement.
Very private. But then it had to be because whoever bought those shares knew they were worth a great deal more than he paid for them.
The shares were worthless.
Yet someone paid £600 for them.
You know damn well the mine was finished.
I know that you discovered tin soon after the shares were sold. Did you buy them? Because if you did, you abused the privilege of your position as a trustee.
Are you saying I cheated Elizabeth?
I'm saying that either you paid £600 for worthless shares, which is the act of a madman, or you withheld information to obtain the shares for yourself at less than their value, which is the act of a criminal. Which are you, Captain Poldark? A madman or a criminal?
I'm not on trial.
No, but you will be. I prefer the whole matter to the county court.
You're a man at war with everyone around you. War against the defenseless. Those you despise, those you envy. Be careful, George, because you'll raise a war against yourself will make you wish you were in hell.
I've noted your threats.
I pity you. Once I loved you.
I'm glad you've come, Rosina. Did Paul Daniel tell you I called?
Nay, Mum, may be gone. I don't know where.
I haven't seen you
Since the night of the sodas when I went to Dr. Ennis.
Yes. I'm sorry about Kempthorne.
Oh, I hadn't.
That you had to know a man like that.
'Tis life.
Yes. Something you know a lot more about than I. Something you're more capable of dealing with than I am.
Reckon I be. Did you see the doctor, Mum, before he went away?
Yes, I did once from my carriage. But he didn't wish to see me.
Oh, he'd be a proper pudding. And he need a body to look after him, Mum.
Perhaps I do. Oh, Rosina, you mean yourself?
'Tis what he said I could if I wanted, and I do want more than anything.
Well, what about your father?
Oh, since that business, he'd be so ashamed of himself. He'd do what I tell him.
Then it's settled. I must pay him something for losing your services.
Nay, Mum, I do torment him, so he said he'd be glad to see the back of me.
I'll pay him anyway. And I must get you some new clothes. And, Rosina, you need a bath.
You all say that? Yet I'd be the same colour as I always was.
My dear girl, you should be the same colour as I am. Indeed you should. Oh, I shall have something useful to do at last. First, there's your appearance. And then your education. I shall teach you to read and write. How do you like that? And then there's needlework and drawing and music. Do you like music, Rosina? What's the matter?
'Tain't for me, Mum. Not them things.
What is for you, then?
To look after he. To be about he when he want me and away when he don't. To serve he nice and clean.
Don't you want to better yourself?
I be as good as I am. And if I'd be better, where'd I find a man as good as me?
That's a novel thought for a young woman.
To the same old thought, Mum.
Sina, do you think I'm better than Dr. Ennis?
Oh, he be a rich lady and he be a poor gentleman. I reckon you both have about as much sense as each other.
I don't think I can teach you anything.
Arrived by hand, Ma'am. From Captain Poldark. Awaiting an answer.
Pasco's Bank. Ward. Yes, I suppose so. Manners. Rosina is coming to me as my maid. She will have the little room next to mine. Well?
It is time for the doggy's walk, ma'am.
Rosina will look after Horace from now on. There, Rosina. Take Horace. Now, he will guard you. I'm going up to see Mr. Penvenham.
Horace, bite him.
What are you doing? Get back, woman!
No! That's my man! That's my man!
Come and get it, then.
No, don't burn that!
Come on.
That's good fun!
All right. You want it? All right. Get on with it! Poldark, get on your way! Get off this land! Think you're no more! It's be Warleggan land! Get out! Off of you! Get off! And stay off!
Sorry, that you go.
Melzer, I can't see what I'm doing. Will you help me? I want to talk to you before it's too late. I want to ask you to forgive me and not to go away. Melzer, I was wrong. When I saw Elizabeth at Trenwith with him, I knew that I was wrong. If we must part, let it not be over her. She isn't worth it. Not all the years we've been together. Julia, Jeremy, you. Do you understand what I'm saying? If that's what it is, don't go. I don't love her. That's all gone and in the past. Don't let us go, de Melzer. For God's sake, I'm trying to be honest. I'm trying to tell you what I feel.
What do you feel for me?
That we should be together. That whoever else there was in our lives, we should be
Whoever
together.
else?
I'm trying to be honest for you as well as me.
I never was dishonest.
Not when you made me think you had a lover.
You wanted to believe it.
Have you never believed what you wanted to believe?
I believed you loved me.
You know I loved you. I love you now.
You better go, or you'll be late for your meeting.
Travis?
Yes, Mr. Pascoe?
God bless them, Travis. God bless them. Captain Poldark, be welcome, sir. Stirring times, sir. Stirring times.
There are more red coats about than black. I've arranged to meet some old friends here. I'd be obliged if your clerk would show them in when they arrive.
With pleasure, sir. Travis.
Thank you.
He'll be changing the colour of his coat ere long, Captain.
So shall I. My regiment is to be made up to strength and sent to Flanders. I have but 10 days to settle my affairs.
My dear boy, but I know you. And I know you would not have it otherwise. Well, sir, one of your affairs has been settled for you. The county court rejected Warleggan's suit against you over the Wheel Grace shares. The judge glanced at the papers, pronounced no case to answer, and made her ask who pay the costs.
Oh, that's one burden off my mind. Here are my arrangements for the upkeep of Nampara. For my son, and separate arrangement for my wife.
Separate?
Yes, sir, separate. To be paid during her lifetime, wherever she may be. You'll notice I've made Zaki Martin manager of Wheel Grace and named you as chairman in my absence. And finally, here is the last payment of the £2,000 that you obtained for me, and without which I would have been ruined.
It was not I, sir. It was Providence.
So you said at the time, and I still thank you for it.
There's a lady here to see you, sir.
A lady? I know of no lady.
Is it Miss Penvenham?
Yes, sir.
With your permission? Ask her to come in.
Right, sir.
I have a surprise for Miss Penvenham.
Miss Penvenham.
Well, Captain Poldark, here I am at your command. Good day, Mr. Pascoe.
Miss Penvenham?
You remember Rosina?
Good day, Miss Hoblin.
Miss Hoblin, oh.
It's a fine day for the time of year.
Come, sir. You didn't bring me to Truro to tell me what was quite evident outside my own front door.
No. I don't know what to say.
Thank you will be quite sufficient.
Thank you.
Well, perhaps not. I am not conversant with the courtesies of commerce. Though I shall not forgive you, sir.
Oh, madam, I swear I did not say a word, not a word. Captain Poldark will bear me out. Well, sir, shall I give the lady her surprise?
You? What? Oh, you can't surprise her.
Oh? Well, then, you.
Nay, it's not for me.
Surprise me, someone.
He thinks the captain has surprised himself. Here, madam, he has repaid your debt in full with a handsome interest.
What? I thought he just wished to renew the
Your
bond.
debt? You mean that she... that you are Providence?
I do not aim so high, sir, nor so disinterested. But I did lend you £2,000.
My God. I'm floored.
Aye, sir, and Rolf too, thanks to Miss Penvennon. But I swear I did not say...
Never mind. I see it is I who will say thank you, though you have made me come a very long way to say it.
No, you mustn't go. I have a confession. 2 confessions.
Then I am as lucky as 2 priests.
Pascoe didn't tell me. I didn't know. You did me the double kindness of saving me my life and my gratitude. But they are both at your disposal now and for as long as I have them.
Your first confession was very pretty. I demand no penance.
Now,
I see this is more serious. If you did not ask me here to discuss the money, what was it about?
what should it be about?
No, I am not in the box.
Excuse me, sir, were you expecting Dr. Ennis?
I expect anything, Travis, anything.
Peccavi.
Tale so far. How do you do, sir?
I am as you see. Captain Poldark didn't tell me. How do you do, Miss Penvennon?
Well, thank you, sir. Dwight, you look...
Yes. It is absurd. War is absurd. For God's sake, say something, Caroline.
Mr. Pascoe, come and dine with me.
But it's a little early for dinner.
We must take our chances while we can.
Oh, dinner. Yes, yes. Capital, sir. Capital.
You only get one dinner.
Come on.
What for?
Had me a smiling. Come on.
Why do they want to be left alone?
Oh.
What can mommy do with you? Just sit in your lap and give him some pat. And
No, stay, Garrick. Stay. I can't take you away. Oh, God, I brought you here. You belong to me more than anyone. Come on, then. Come on, boy. Come on. Come on. Garrick.
Hey, I know one. This Poldark of Nampara, he be not our man. Someone took our land and burned our houses. Warleggan be our man. Come on, others away.
Gary? I don't understand.
I was going, I was leaving here. And now Garrett's dead. He didn't understand the new fences.
Demar's, I'm going to Trenwith. It's got to be settled once and for all before...
It's late, Russ. Don't know.
I have to. I must settle with Warleggan before I go away. I've been recalled to my regiment. I leave in 10 days.
Russ. I'm to be broken bit by bit.
Demelza, I love you.
Jackie's just... Ma'am, where'd be the captain?
Why, what's happened?
The country be raised. Men from all parts. Luggan and drawn a soul. They're marching on Trenwith.
Trenwith?
They say they're going to burn Trenwith. Treat Warleggan like he treated them.
Oh, God, he's gone there. Ross has gone there. Must go to warn him. On the wall.
After him!
Go on then, after him.
Where are we going?
We'll see him.
Sir, it be Captain Poldark.
This is how you treat your visitors?
Unwelcome visitors.
I've come to settle with you, Warleggan. You want these people to hear?
You can go. Well?
Your men shot my dog.
A dog? You're here because of a dog? Yes, you would be. There are dogs enough.
They could have shot my wife.
And bitches.
I'll meet you where and when you want.
You've met me for the last time, Poldark. Come in!
I thought you were a gentleman. You call yourself one.
There'll be time enough for that when you're dead.
George. Not here.
Take him outside. And when you finish with him, throw him down one of the old mine shafts.
What the devil are you doing here?
He's a one you were...
Still, be still.
Aye, be still, for in a short while you'll be still forever.
It's no affair of hers.
Tis mine.
Take them both out.
Aye, take us out. The air you breathe is killing me, George. Come, husband. Our friends are outside.
Oh, God, I hope they are.
Sir, there be men with torches. Great crowds of them coming towards the house.
Watch them. Bar the doors. Shutters over the windows. You go to the stables. Give me a gun.
And you start saying your prayers, George, and you too, madam. May God forgive you, because I don't.
You better make a run for it, Warleggan.
They can't harm me.
George!
Take this.
No!
God damn you!
George!
He murdered him! He murdered him! Warleggan! Straight. Vernon! Vernon! right out of our lives. If they die, they'll live with us forever.
They would have killed him.
Get up, Elizabeth.
Why did you do it?
I didn't fancy you a rich widow. I want him alive. I want him to remember that he owes his life to me. Go on. Go.
Get away with this, sir. There's many years still knowing.
Come with us, Mrs. Stout.
Oh, no, sir. There's no one will harm an old body like me. They'll be tread with. I might be able to save something out of the old life.
The old life is gone, Elsa.
It is gone. Days new begun.
Time will repair some, make them years. Or would you have us go home and grow old round the fire? Then the years will go like days.
Poldark.
Gypsy. I never did pay you for that first time. Yeah, I have a shilling about me somewhere.
It won't be forever. Nothing is forever. Take it while we can. Live it. Fight it. Laugh at it.
What?
Take whatever life gives and call it ours. What danger, what chance, what love, what happiness.
I love him now. I'm happy now.
Now?